Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys are doing okay, or way better than that. How about you're doing really, really well? And let's see what we need to know for today. Especially knowing that it is September 9/11, it's all that. So the waves of grief, I'm sure, will be flowing across the planet. We may very well be picking up on that today. But let's see. What do we need to know? Or another way to frame the question would be maybe what do we need to know for learning the cards, card meanings. So, of course, if this reading doesn't fit for you, just take it as a lesson in card meanings, as always. Right there. Okay, Page of Wands, reversed. Maybe not feeling too inspired in the morning, maybe feeling like you need to sleep in. Maybe you can't handle any more news because, we all watched the debate last night. And yes, with the Ace of Cups, it's an overflow of emotion. And then we have the Five of Swords, and this definitely does relate to 9/11. Five of Swords is all about defeat, but also maybe it's just giving up and letting go of the mind, because swords have to do with, all things mental. Maybe there are 5 things that you're totally letting go of by the evening, and you just can't take it anymore. It's like, go ahead, take all those thoughts and just leave. Get out, get away. Okay, so some key words or key meanings when it comes to the Page of Cups. And I never know if this is going to be morning. I set the intention for this middle card to be the theme, but I never know if it's going to be morning theme or noon and then evening, or just the overall message. So take it whichever way works for you today. And yeah, okay, so Page of Wands reversed. Well, usually it has to do with maybe some bad news sometimes, maybe some setbacks with travel, sometimes just some setbacks with new ideas that were coming in, and maybe you had some really good ideas yesterday or over the weekend, and then this week maybe it's just too hard to get it going, And by Wednesday morning, you're like, okay, I really got to get inspired, but dang, it's 9/11, and I'm an empath, and I'm feeling all of these waves of grief coming across. And I'm not saying to block anything, because it's our feelings that set us free, and we can tap into it and allow it to just flow through us. I think that's the key with the Ace of Cups, is just to allow the feelings to flow and not be afraid of them, because going through, feeling it doesn't matter what it is, if it's fear and or grief, no matter what it is, if you go through the feelings, you come through the other side. With fear, it turns into feeling safe and secure inside, because every time we go through emotional, no matter what it is, any feeling, if we go through it and we just let it flow through and work within it ourselves to see if it's something, that we need to dive into, then it does end up knocking off, like just imagine, or another way to look at it, this would be better, is the analogy of turning on a faucet, rusty water comes out, you got to let it run for a while, and then it's all clean and clear, and now it's okay. It's like that. So, and it also helps to, with the soul, it helps to dislodge whenever we feel grief, whenever we cry, whenever we go through real feelings, when we honor our real feelings. Every time we do that, we clear out some old, and who knows from which lifetime, but some old past life, unprocessed, whatever it was. And the other thing is, and this is one of my beefs with no, watch, I'll lose a bunch of subscribers now if I say this, but this is a beef for me. One of my pet peeves is the just the spiritual terms of saying 5D reality. And you got to get out of 3D reality. I know what they're talking about, what they really mean, but to use words like 5D or ascending takes a person, it puts you in your head, and it takes you out of your body. And I'm here to say that I completely believe that our only freedom is going through our body, grounding in and being utterly, totally, completely human. And the more we do that, the more our pure spirit comes through and heals whatever soul substance has been kind of holding us down and setting us back. And we will end up having more and more and more freedom, that the pure emotional flow that leads to your psychic abilities, it leads to your compassion, your nurturing, your self-care, it leads to everything that's good in life. If we don't feel everything, and this is our invitation to feel with the Ace of Cups, what it brings is, like a robot, like a automaton, like a lizard kind of reality where you're just thinking from your head. Like, who wants that? It's in the body, it's grounded, it's the free flow of the spiritual fluids, the life force within, that brings you through to your freedom. Because the Five of Swords on the spiritual level, to me, this card is about honoring those deepest pains within and then just letting it go. But the real deep pain within is not being in union with your real self. So if you go through all the emotional work, then you will be in union with your real self. And then we could turn this card around and it's like, those thoughts are gone. But up or down, we can do it either way. Normally people see this card as like defeat or a fight or a battle. And when it comes to political readings, I would definitely say that. Other keywords for the Five of Swords when it comes through in the upright position is just tension and feeling at a loss, feeling ashamed, or needing to win. Like these guys back here, they're feeling ashamed because they didn't win. He took all the swords. And I always remember that Moody deck where there's a little caption up here and these guys are walking away saying, "You're a dick, Gary." I look at that card and I think of that. Or Trump's hair, So, but anyway, this can be a card of feeling, and maybe this is something that we need to feel, some pain of shame or humiliation of the past. And just to clear it out, not to hold on to it, but to go through the pain, feel it, ask yourself, what is it that you really, really want, and then keep coming back to yourself. This is kind of like the process, Even the Five of Cups, if we would have had it could have been, the grieving process after, going through whatever you need to go through. And I shouldn't laugh about that because it's not funny. But anyhow, upright, this card can be about betrayal. A lot like the Three of Swords, but it's, it's, well, all the swords, the whole zero, well, the Ace of Cups there, I'm sorry, Ace of Swords can be great, but then the rest of the swords can just suck, really. Unless we use the spiritual terms, which for me, like I said, Five of Swords is the need to get in touch with your real self. And back to what I said before, we can't do that without feeling everything. So I would just say today is a day of honoring our real feelings, to opening up to all the love and joy within and the creativity that you have within. That will lead you through your real self. Your real self will come through no matter what you're working on in your life, emotionally or projects otherwise. Eventually you'll get there, and some days are better than others, and don't beat yourself up. And most of all, just let go of anything that tries to distract you from what you're really feeling. Except for, if you're at work or you're taking care of children or someone else, and it's, there's things you have to do and set it aside. What I used to do when I had ridiculous work schedules with private clients is sometimes I would get triggered with their issues. It would bring up something within me, and so I would just make a little note. I would, always have a pad of paper next to me and just make a little note, like note to self kind of thing. Work on this, work on this later. So, and you don't have to write a lot, just a couple words, So things like that are so helpful because they really help to honor whatever emotions are coming through. They're like, those invitations that just really need to be felt, right? Yeah. Okay, that's all I have for today. Thanks, you guys. Have a wonderful day, best you can. Bye.